What up, guys? We're eventually checking in. Nice to meet you. Today we're going to talk about an activity you must do and you can do for less than $100 in the great country of El Salvador. Just to break it down for you, we hiked the highest volcano in El Salvador. That's Santa Ana Volcano. We were about 7,800 feet above sea level. If you can believe that, guys. And we did all of this for less than $100. As some of you may know, El Salvador has 10 active volcanoes out of the 242, and Santa Ana is one of those active volcanoes. So it's one hell of an experience for less than $100. And stay tuned to the very end. We'll let you know exactly what app we found. It's gonna surprise you. We got such a great deal. But typically this activity ranges anywhere from $200 to $250. And along with this activity, we also got a chance to visit the lake of Ilamatepec, which is about 30 minutes from Santa Ana, and a great lake vibe, great beach vibe, water activities there as well. So we're going to give you a full cost breakdown towards the end and how the day went essentially.
Alright guys, first things first, we booked the trip the night before. This was a last minute add to our adventure here in El Salvador, and hiking an active volcano is a cool experience in itself, but being able to do it at such a last minute was incredible as well. Make sure you do plan ahead because it can get windy and that can definitely sway if you're able to do the hike. But they came and picked us up right from our Airbnb promptly at 7:30 a.m. There's a little bit of leeway of when you can leave and when you can schedule the trip. We'd always say mornings are better. I'm one of those people, I like to drink the night before, but listen to me, don't do that before a hike. In my experience and my expertise doing this, you are not going to have the greatest experience always if you are hungover, waking up at 6 a.m. preparing to go on a 2.5 to 4 hour hike. But the best thing about waking up in the morning is the sun is not going to destroy you. You have to remember, it can be 85 plus degrees. Humidity can be insane as well. That will zap your energy and make the hike a lot more grueling. So make sure you prepare for those conditions if you're not going to hike early in the morning like we did.
Remember, guys, the motto goes, beat the sun or the sun will beat on you. Especially when you're doing outdoor activities, you want to try to book as early as possible that's available, right? Usually trips like this have time slots starting as early as 6 a.m. and going as late as to, I want to say, 12 a.m., right? But you want to be proactive and beating the sun to prevent the sun from beating on you and taking advantage of you. And with that being said, we also want to touch on what to eat. What to eat, right? So I ate pretty light. I just had some tea, some crackers, and then when we got to the facilities, the park area also had a banana, ate a banana as well. Pause. But then from there, that was pretty much our fuel. Then we had water with us. We packed our bag. We had water, Gatorade, had 2 Snicker bars, and there's also a surprise for you when you're hiking up the volcano halfway. There's a nice sweet treat for you, literally. We'll talk about that a little bit later into the video.
So guys, we got picked up from our Airbnb. They picked us up in, I think, a 12 to 15 passenger van, AC, very spacious. We were able to spread out because there's only another couple in the van with us. And then we had the driver and then our guide as well. And so we had lots of room to spread out. We both stretched our legs. They stretched their legs as well. And we made the hour and a half trip to the volcano, and then another 45 minutes an hour trip to the lake, which was absolutely beautiful. They took care of everything. We didn't have to worry about anything. I took a nap on the way to the volcano, also on the way to the lake, and also partly I took a nap all throughout the day. But you know, when you're hiking a volcano, you had a few drinks the night before, you may need that. But transportation was great. Obviously a modern van, 12, 15 passenger van, and they hooked it up for us. It was nice to be able to just sit back, relax, and then just be told this is what we're gonna do next, and have that transportation provided to you.
And guys, just to further that point, and that's the benefits of having a guide, guys. Putting money back into the economy of the country that you're visiting by just simply getting a guide and having someone who's a subject matter expert on this particular country as well as this particular hike. I can only imagine having to hike up this volcano and not learning the fun facts that we learned along the way, as well as getting some more tidbits about San Salvador and El Salvador in general along the way. So take advantage of this, guys. Always, if you can, if it's in your budget, try to book something where you're including someone of some expertise, such as a guide, subject matter expert, things of that nature, guys.
Just a local.
Just a local, right? Don't be cheap, guys, with this. Do not skimp on costs with it. Just think about it. You're in a foreign land, you don't necessarily know the ways of the path, the roads, the driving, how to get around. It's just some of that stuff, you're on vacation, right? You just want to sit back, relax, and have that taken care of for you. So keep this in mind. So when we pulled up to the volcano, I didn't necessarily tell you exactly what we were doing. What were your initial thoughts? What were your
Many hours it's going to take, other than what the guide is telling you. They say it could take 2 to 3 hours. They give you a range, but it depends on how your skill level of hiking, your ability, how conditioned you are. I mean, when we first pulled up, you look up and you can see these tiny little specks moving, and you realize these are people at a 7,000 plus elevation, and you can see them from the ground, and you're like, hey, that is where I have to be, that is where I'm going. And that can be daunting at first, especially the first parts of a hike, the first few minutes. I mean, you have to figure out a way to catch your breath and get acclimated to that elevation, because it does smack you in the face at first, but eventually your body does get acclimated, you adjust, and it's all about taking your time. Guys, it's not a race. Take care of each step. Like, be cautious and be aware of every step you're taking. Don't try to rush through it. Don't try to jump and mess around, sprain your ankle, get a cramp or things like that. Take your time. Don't plan and rush this, because you can easily get hurt. You can easily hurt someone else in the process as well. But yeah, initially pulling up, I was like, this is a hike and this could be tough, but you just never know. But as long as you take your time and you take adequate with water, food, hydrate, potassium, whatever it may be, Gatorade, electrolytes, just make sure you're prepared and you're ready to maybe extend the time period that is suggested for the hike.
And with that being said, that's why it's important to have a guide, because your guide is going to guide you through the trip and to ensure that you get there in the most effective manner. We took breaks in between, learned a lot of fun facts along the way. We wasn't just rushing through the things, say who would be up there first, right? So that's what made it such a great experience. Like we talked about earlier, we had another couple with us as well, and there was some fun people just to hang around and be around as well as we guided up there. And with that being said as well, guys, you want to make sure you wear athletic clothing, something loose, light, but you do want to feel comfortable as well. So I would suggest that you wear jeans and anything of that nature.
No dresses, don't wear dresses. We saw quite a few dresses on the trail.
Wow. And then as far as shoes go, some people had actual hiking shoes. I personally had Nike sneakers. They didn't survive the whole trip, but they did get me where I needed to be. And as well as we got back down with no issue at all, no slipping or anything like that. Didn't necessarily survive. So these are getting thrown out. But I didn't slip, didn't fall, anything like that. So be cautious and mindful of what shoes you choose to wear.
Definitely, and if you can afford it, invest in hiking shoes, invest in some proper hiking boots just so you have ankle stability. It's just worth it. If you're gonna go on a hike, yes, you can get away with Nikes. I had a type of Nike shoe with a foam mesh, and every step you're sinking down. So
Adidas ain't make it. Yeah, he ain't want to say it. Adidas ain't make it.
They didn't make it.
Adidas ain't make it. Nike's superior.
Impossible is nothing, but
it's another story.
They didn't make it, and so I would suggest just making sure that you bring adequate shoes. Just as we said, we did not have time. We booked this the night before, so we were not prepared for that, but we did prepare in other ways, such as water, potassium, just making sure we stayed hydrated and we had our fuel and energy levels up before we went on this hike. Because again, you don't want to mess around, going up that high. The trail can be skinny at times. You don't want to slip. You don't want to be delirious and, stumbling around and things like that. We saw a couple people who, I'm not sure if they made it all the way up. I mean, they were in the first 10 to 15 minutes. And they might still be on the hill. So just make sure you're cautious and make sure you're conditioned and prepared. Do the stair stepper. Don't just go into things.
Hold on. So with that being said, right, you make a great point. But we did see a wide age range, right? You saw from 4 years old up to 70, 72 years old.
Maybe
right?
older.
Maybe older, right? So we did see a wide range, male and female, up for the task, right?
All shapes and sizes as well.
All shapes and sizes up for the task, all different nationalities, things of that nature. So it ranges, right? It ranges. Just be prepared. But be prepared. You be prepared. If you watch this video right now, you be prepared. Because it is the highest mountain, it is the highest volcano. You see everything. It's the highest one in the country of El Salvador. But the difficulty is a medium to high range, right? Not necessarily super difficult, but not easy either. But like I said, we did see a 4-year-old literally just going up the hill. We saw a 7-year-old going up as well. So, and they did make it back down. We confirmed that. At least though, the other guy, I don't know. That guy, Jesus got saved him. All right, guys. So along the way, making up the volcano, we're expected to take 2 to 2.5 hours, but it is fun. You get to interact with people in passing, interact with people along the way. You see dogs, you see coyotes randomly. So it's a lot going on. And it will go by pretty fast. Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit tired, but it will go back pretty fast just off the interaction with other people and learning along the way, right? You're gonna see a guava plant. It's a lot going on, guys. It's something you truly have to do. But with all that being said, Abe, how do you feel when we finally made it to the top? How do you feel? What was your thoughts? What's going on? What are you thinking as we made it to the top? We embark on this journey of 7,000 plus feet above sea level. What's going through your mind? How you feel?
I'm tired. I'm tired, but no, you feel a sense of accomplishment, right? You feel like you started off from the bottom, right? And as they say, you start from the bottom, now you're here. Like, it essentially is that. You felt like you accomplished something, because it's not just, you just walk. You're climbing, you're putting your hands down, trying to get around rocks, you're sliding, you're slipping and everything like that. You are, at times, just waiting on the side for other people to pass because of how narrow some of the walkways are. And when you get to the top and you feel that rush of wind, you see the clouds hitting you, smacking your face, you're like, wow. All of that, you kind of forget what you just went through. You kind of forget you're tired, your legs are kind of achy and sore, and you're just like, wow, this is something God created on this earth, and you're just like, wow. And you can see the clouds coming at you, right? Like you are with the clouds in the sky, and you can see the crater, you can see this volcano that is just magnificent, and the rush of wind was insane. I was not prepared for how windy it was going to be up there. You felt like you could kind of fly at times, but
also another good reason to go early, guys, because we were very few people up there, and we got
maybe 6 people total up there.
Great photos, as you're gonna see, right? Just some great photos and things of that nature. That's why it's important to start early so you can get up there and take advantage of the photo ops, as well as just take it all in, right? Just looking over the whole El Salvador, right? And all the surrounding cities and things of that nature, guys. It's definitely breathtaking and something that you should definitely do, guys. And like I said, it's less than $100, guys. It's right at that $100, less than $100 point, right? So you definitely want to try that. All right, so after all the climbing up the hill and making it to the top, feeling that sense of accomplishment, you can't forget about having to come down. And on the way down, what's the kind of your thoughts, Abe, going down?
This is about to be the worst part of it. Coming down is harder than going up, I would say, just because of how much more careful you have to be, just because of you have to be wary of more people coming up, because if you go early, more people are going to be coming up, and you have to just be paying attention. You got to be cautious. But it's easier on the breathing coming down, but it's tougher on the steps you're taking. You have to be very aware of each step you're taking, so you're not slipping down or you're like sliding down and things like that. But going down is also obviously much faster than it is going up. So, you know, just being aware of that. And then about halfway through the trip, you do get a sweet treat, as he mentioned before. And there is an ice cream vendor that makes this trek every single day to give you an ice cream on this volcano. He takes up this large box of ice cream, and for $1.50 you can get this sweet treat going up or going down, or you can have them both ways, however you want it. That is something that this guy does, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Very nice, very kind. Just like the Costco hot dogs, very affordable. Like, I mean, this dude could charge anywhere from $5 to $10 an ice cream, and people would pay for it because it's a nice spot to stop, rest,
Great view.
just hang out and just relax. And it's only $1.50 for this real authentic Salvadoran ice cream cone, and it was delicious.
Yeah, sure.
It was a flavor I couldn't even tell you what it was, but it was absolutely delicious.
Sure. And like we talked about, guys, this is why we got a guide. Because had we not have a guide, we wouldn't even know this ice cream guide was available, right? So again, we're going to keep reiterating the point of getting a guide, spend a couple dollars with the local people, and go out there and have fun and learn. Learn the culture of whatever country that you're visiting, whether it's short term or long term. Learn. All right, so we finally made it down. Like I said, this trip also included a trip to Guatepec Lake, and we literally just seen Guatepec Lake from the top of that volcano, and we made our way down. Now we're gonna go to Guatepec Lake and make our way down. It's about 30 to 45 minute ride in the transportation down there, and once we made it down there, man, I tell you what, it was great vibes all the way. We had some food, we had some drinks, we just chilling, hanging out. As well, you can do water activities if you want, guys. They got jet skis for less than $80 for an hour ride, right? Compare that to Miami, one of the major cities, that's at least a $200 activity, right? So, let alone doing a hike, and as well as now you're including a lake and some vibes like that, all for less than $100, guys. You can't beat that at all.
So after we spent the day, you know, at the lake, just relaxing, hanging out, swimming, put the drone in the sky. We ate very well and just I had a pina colada. He had, I don't know, some drink. And, you know, just talking amongst our guide and learning things, even just hearing advice of things we should do in the future, which was huge, and things like that. And also the ride back, just asking questions and getting advice. And just like you said, that's why you get a guide. That's why you have an expert there to lead you in the right direction. Because just like basic travel, when you are being transported from place to place, you can spend anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, 2 hours in the car, and you can absorb so much information. It's not just about the hike or sitting down at the lake and things like that. You are also able to hear a lot of their experiences, what they're doing in their lives, what you should be doing in that country. And just like us, it was El Salvador. And so we heard a lot about what we should do and some other adventures we should go on here in El Salvador, and when we shouldn't come. Because obviously, you know, we always say we can come back twice. So there's a rainy season, that's some advice. You don't want to come between, what was it, March and then
March and
August. That's the rainy season and things like that. And so these are tidbits of information we got on the car ride, getting dropped back off at our Airbnb. So it's important to ask questions. It's important to be alert even during that time period of when you're driving back.
So, if you made this far in the video, we really appreciate you. You obviously have an interest in traveling to El Salvador. The trip we booked between both of us came up to $198. Everything included as far as the hike, as far as going to Guatepec Lake and having a good time. $198, and we use the Get Your Guide app. You can get that app in the Android store, should be in the Apple store, and as well as, if you want, you can cross-reference and check Expedia and other sites as well, but the app we use was Get Your Guide. This is a low-key app, we've been using it a while now pretty consistently, and we're going to shed some light on it. So, with that being said, guys, like, comment, subscribe below, live adventurously, well, it's yours.